Today we're going to talk about how to set up a pistol for night vision shooting, and then some of the history and accoutrements involved. So, Don, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, well, first of all, and we've been doing this for quite a while now, using your pistol while wearing night vision used to be kind of an afterthought or a just-in-case kind of thing, because we didn't really have good aiming systems. If you had tritium sights, you could line those up and be somewhat passable. You could put a laser on there, but if you put an IR laser, which would work great, it's kind of a one-trick pony and a lot of money to spend on something that only does one thing for you. And a visible laser would basically take away your passive aiming. Nowadays, with the trend, and I say it's here to stay, of putting red dot optics on our pistols, it really brings the pistol into the night fight, if you will. And one of the reasons I believe that it is here to stay is just about every major manufacturer that makes red dot optics makes one now that is specifically designed to go on a pistol, not as an afterthought. And almost every major firearms manufacturer that makes duty grade or duty pistols makes optics ready versions of those pistols. So we got that going for us, and we just keep going forward. Every year they come out with something a little bit better that does what we wanted it to do. So now that we have these on here, it really is, as Sam would say,
the future is now.
Yeah, well, the future is now, but it brings the pistol into this game of night vision stuff, where it didn't really used to have a front row seat. Yeah,
now I would say it's almost equal with a rifle in terms of, its viability under night vision.
Yeah.
And they, as Don mentioned, in the past we used to use lasers, be they Viz or IR. Another thing to think about, or that was a kind of an issue with utilizing lasers, was holster support. Nowadays, the trend is obviously weapon-mounted lights. Everybody makes a holster for this particular light. This is a Surefire X300 Ultra. This is a Surefire X300V Vampire light. The amount of holster support for a setup like this is almost limitless. So when you set up a gun, generally these are the bases that we're going to have to hit and cover to have something effective for night vision pistol shooting. So the first one, go ahead, Don.
Well, stuff that we need on here.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we already talked about the red dot. You want to have some sort of mini red dot optic, one that is reliable, that's going to work, that's designed to go on a pistol, right? And ideally, it should be night vision compatible. You can get away with some that aren't by turning them all the way down, but it's not going to give you what you really want out of it. You want one that has night vision settings on it, right? Another thing is and a light. We already talked about the lights. We like the brightest white light I can get, but some people have a preference for having some sort of infrared so they can stay 100% passive, and I get it. So a vampire light or something like that makes sense for some people, but those are the main things. And and sights. I still like having iron sights on there. Yeah, I depend on aim points are reliable, but having some backup sights are good. And if this is going to be a night fighting pistol, we really don't recommend the tritium. It seemed like a great idea until you turn on your nods, right? And now you've got
four orbs of light.
3 to 4 different glowing things out in front of you as you try to put one of those on your target and pull the trigger. So stay away from that. We've learned that the hard way from watching other people struggle with what seemed like a great idea at the time.
Yep. So those are just a couple of things to keep in mind, bear in mind when you're setting up a pistol. If you want to, milk as much capability out of this platform as possible. Doing this stuff to the pistol, it's going to give it, a whole lot of potential that you may or may not have even thought about. So, if you haven't done it yet, it's 2021. We put optics on our handguns and we shoot them, from muzzle out to 200 yards, day or night, rain or shine. And get with the times, people.